They thought Ekumeku was gone, then the forest exploded. Gunfire tore through the silence, ambush from every direction. Men fell before they could even see their enemy. Blades in the dark, shadows that killed, and vanished again. The British thought though the war was over. They were wrong. By the early 20th century, everything changed. What had once been a campaign of control became a campaign of suppression. British forces pushed deeper into Anioma land. Their expeditions grew larger, more coordinated, more aggressive. They were no longer trying to rule. They were trying to erase resistance completely. Villages were no longer just suspected. They were targeted. Homes were burned, food stores destroyed, farmlands abandoned. The goal was simple: break the people, and the resistance would collapse. Then, without warning, Ekumeku disappeared. The attack stopped. The forests fell silent. The sudden strikes that once terrified colonial forces vanished. Weeks passed, then months, then years, 3 years. To the British, it meant victory. Reports were written, control was declared, confidence returned. The resistance, they believed, was finished. But among the Anioma, no one celebrated, because the silence did not feel like defeat, it felt like waiting. What the British never understood was this: Ekumeku was never just an army. It had no capital, no single leader, no fixed structure. It lived in the people. And what lives in the people does not die easily. The forests still held secrets. The villages still whispered. Even the ancient symbols of Nsibidi carried messages unseen by foreign eyes. To the British, nothing was happening. But beneath the surface, everything was. And then, without warning, they returned. Like a storm, sudden, coordinated, unforgiving. Ekumeku re-emerged with a force that shocked British troops. Attacks resumed. Trade routes were disrupted. Colonial outposts were struck again. It was as if they had never left. But this time, they were stronger, more deliberate, more dangerous. The British had mistaken silence for defeat. They had been wrong. What followed was not a continuation, it was an escalation. Ekumeku fighters struck deeper, faster. They moved through forests like shadows, through villages like whispers. Their knowledge of the land remained unmatched. Their communication, hidden, coded, invisible, could not be traced. To the British, the war became unpredictable again. The enemy had no face, no fixed location, no easy way to destroy it. But even the strongest resistance can begin to weaken. Years of war had changed everything. Farms were abandoned, trade collapsed, families scattered, and slowly unity began to strain. The British saw this, and they used it. They empowered warrant chiefs, encouraged informants, created divisions within communities. For the first time, Anioma society began to fracture. The British adapted. They no longer chased shadows blindly. They studied, tracked, infiltrated. Villages suspected of aiding Ekumeku were destroyed. Food supplies were targeted. Safe havens disappeared. The resistance was still alive, but it was no longer untouchable. Ekumeku did not fall in a single battle. It faded, slowly, painfully. A raid lost, a leader captured, a betrayal uncovered, until the attacks became fewer, then rare, then silent. This time, not as strategy, but as exhaustion. Colonial rule tightened its grip, traditional leadership weakened, foreign systems replaced indigenous authority, economic independence declined. The world the Anioma once knew had changed forever. But Ekumeku was never just a war. It was proof that the Anioma people resisted, that they fought without kings, that they stood together for decades against an empire. Even in silence, the spirit remained. They thought it was over when Ekumeku disappeared the first time. They were wrong. They thought it was over when it returned. They were wrong again, because Ekumeku was never just warriors in the forest. It was a spirit, and some spirits never die. If you want the full story of how it all began and how this invisible resistance challenged an empire for decades, it's already on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe, follow to watch the complete Ekumeku story.